all of these cues impact our own markets. We have our research team joining in for the Power Prep segment to tell you about the trade setup, the stocks that are likely to be in focus as well. First up, we'll start off with Ekta, who's here to get us all the market cues we need to watch out for. Morning, Ekta. We saw a bit of a rebound on Friday, ended the week lower, but the GIFT Nifty suggesting a positive start today as well.
Well, yes, absolutely, Hormuz. Morning, you summed it up. The markets did recover on Friday on a day where there was a lot of geopolitical news between Israel and Iran, but that seemed to have petered off, and the markets did recover. So the Nifty closed above 22,000. Overall, it seems as though the market sees a limited risk of a wider war between Israel and Iran, and that's basically what is aiding equities in Asia this morning as well. So, however, the US markets did see a close which was lower. Nasdaq fell for the 6th straight session. Nvidia, like you mentioned, slipped around 10% odd. Dow ended higher. We have oil, which is sub $90 per barrel, so that's a positive. Asia, which is ticking higher as we speak, and the GIFT Nifty indicating a positive start. Besides the global cues, the markets will also be reacting to HDFC Bank, Wipro and Persistent that released numbers, along with the likes of IR, EDA and a couple of others such as HDFC AMC. Now, results today, we have Big Boy Reliance, we have a couple of small numbers, rallied, Tejas Network, but Reliance will be out post-market, so we'll be reacting to it tomorrow. Now, watch for support. The Nifty intraday low on Friday was around 21,778, so we'll probably watch for support at those levels, but as of now, indicating a positive start for our markets.
Positive start indeed. It's a gap up that we are expecting for our own markets, considering how the GIFT Nifty is doing. Thanks a lot, Ekta, for all these market cues. Now over to Sudarshan, who would be listing out the stocks that we need to watch out for this morning. Morning, Sudarshan. HDFC Bank is topping your list, I guess.
Morning, Homa. So I want to start with HDFC Bank, that will be taken by Abhishek. So I'll start with Wipro, for which Q4 earnings came largely in line with estimates, but guidance is muted. Dollar revenue is flat at $2,657 million, and constant currency revenue is down 0.3% sequentially. And Q1 IT services revenue are seen at minus 1.5% to plus 0.5%. Next is Persistent. Q4 earnings largely in line with estimates. Constant currency revenue growth of 3.4% sequentially versus estimate of 3.2%. EBIT margin was at 14.5% versus estimate of 14.8%. Next is HDFC AMC. Total quarterly average AUM was up 11% and equity AUM was up 16% sequentially. Revenue yield fell 3 bips sequentially to 45.4 bips. Company says one-offs impacted yields and expected to normalize in Q1 FY25. Sterling and Wilson has reported profits after 3 years. EPC business and domestic order books see improved execution. EBITDA was at rupees 29.4 crore versus EBITDA loss in the same quarter last year was at rupees 352 crore. Keep an eye on Ultratech India Cements. Ultratech has bought grinding unit in Purli, Maharashtra from India Cements, and value of the deal is rupees 315 crore at $34 per ton. Lupin and Zydus Life companies have announced launch of 25 mega strength of generic mirabegron in the US and drug used for an overactive bladder. 25 mg strength has estimated sales of $1 billion.
Sudarshan, thanks a lot for joining in and sharing all the stocks that we need to keep an eye out for in today's session. And lastly, Nigel joins in with cues from the FNO space. Morning, Nigel. We were back almost around the 22,000 mark again. What is the FNO cues indicating?
Well, what a big recovery we saw, right? Hormuz on Friday's trading session. Big recovery on the Nifty as well as the Nifty Bank. That's telling you that the bulls, they want to buy at lower levels and they want to fight back. What did the FIs do? Well, after quite a few days, after 4 sessions, they went ahead and they bought close to around 650 crores in index futures. We were making this point the other day that they're going very aggressively on the short side. And when that happens, something's got to give. And this time around, they've added more than 20,000 contracts, both on the long as well as on the short side. So on the long side, in fact, they added more contracts in comparison to the short side, though they continue to remain net short with 65% of their positions on the short side. And in absolute terms, that number is 1.03 lakh contracts. So the FIs are net short to that degree itself. 2 strikes I'm looking at. And remember, we're getting into the expiry week. So options data becomes very, very important. And the 2 strikes that have a fair bit of open interest with close to around 70 to around 80 lakh shares on the downside, the 22,000 put. That's an important level out there, close to around 78 lakh shares in terms of total open interest. And the 22,500 call as well has a fair bit of open interest, which brings us to the levels. Now, resistance. Resistance zone is around 22,300 to 22,500. And I back up that point by saying the 20 DMA, that's closer to around 22,300. So that's why that's the first level I'm looking at. And on the upside, the options data suggesting 22,530, because the 22,500 call was fairly active. The premium over there is roughly around 30 rupees. On the downside now, we're seeing fair bit of put writing at around the 22,000 put, as I mentioned earlier. The 100 DMA comes in around the 21,729 approximately. And Friday's low as well is in that vicinity. So that's the crucial zone that you want to defend on the downside. And the bulls will be looking at those levels. The Nifty Bank as well, crucial levels come up for you on the screen. We ended closer around the 20 DMA. If you're looking at support zones, 50 and around 100 DMA as well out there. So we need an additional trigger. I think maybe Reliance Industries could provide that much needed booster shot to move further higher from here on. Back to you.
Move further higher from here on, and the GIFT Nifty is continuing to grow from strength to strength. Now 150 points, a gap up is in what the GIFT Nifty is indicating. Thanks a lot, Nigel, for joining.